Hello and welcome to this Global Chess League special on the platforms of Revsportz. Today we are very pleased to have with us Richárd Rapport, who's a well-known player from Hungary, and he is representing the Alpine SG Pipers at the Global Chess League. Hello and welcome, Richárd.
Hi.
Well, Richárd, my first question is that you have played a lot of different kinds of tournaments all over the world for a very long time in different formats. How is the GCL experience different from other competitions?
Yeah, I've been around for quite a while in the chess circuit, even in, I would say maybe in the elite chess circuit as well. So I have had quite a few different experiences. Yeah, this is a bit, I would say, unique, the format and the concept. Overall, this is, I think, the first time, at least for me, that we have this franchise system implemented in chess, which, if you invest into a franchise, obviously, okay, it's an investment, but actually you can, let's say, turn profit, I guess, as well, in case your franchise ends up winning. So this is kind of a whole new business model, which to me, indicates that chess can be and could be treated as an investment for people to bring in more money to put the game to reach wider audiences. So it's a very good idea. And when it comes to a player perspective, I would say that I really like the randomness. Of the teammates. Like, we are being selected, we are being drafted basically by the captain. So even last year I had a very nice team, totally different guys. The only person who was in the team with me from this one as well was Huifan. And this year again, I feel like we have a very good atmosphere in the team, and I've played quite a few, leagues, national team events over the years, right? And I would say that, somehow it's never really happened that people are in such a good spirits throughout the tense competition, which usually these events are. Since every point counts and everybody wants to play their best, so it's usually very stressful, and yet everyone feels very happy in general, at least until the game starts and they start playing badly or something. So that certainly speaks for the league, that players are taken care of. Yeah.
We have had 7 rounds of competition so far in GCL, and your team is at the moment sharing the second spot and third on tiebreak points on 12 points. And how do you assess the performance of your team so far, and what, according to you, are the chances of your team in this competition in the coming days?
Well, we have lost yesterday, so that didn't help, certainly. I would say, we were actually discussing this, that no one had like a spectacularly, good score in the team, but like somehow we won many matches, with low margins, with one win here, one win there, and that was working for us so far, I would say. So obviously, I think we have 3 matches left. We have 2 matches with black, so it's not a walk in the park, and one of them is against our, like, right now currently direct competitor, right, Triveni Kings, who are like sharing with us. So I would say we have fair chances to qualify, but obviously it will require some serious effort from our side, yeah.
Well, other than being a very proficient player in the classical format, you are known to be a very good player in the shorter formats as well, in Rapid and Blitz. You have had some very good results in competitions over the years in the shorter formats. And could you tell us if, preparation-wise, is there anything different that you do when you are, which is different from the classical format and this rapid format? Do the players, do their homework differently, or do they prepare differently for the 2 different formats?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the player. Depends on the value that I guess one would place into the current game. Is it classical or rapid or blitz, doesn't matter, right? It's just what the game represents. It's the random game, is it a really important one? And then you could argue that you could use your best strategies, opening ideas, whatever, versus holding back a little bit for waiting for a more important equation. Yeah? This is usually the argument. When it comes to this time control in general, it's even a bit more different than rapid and blitz. Than generally rapid and blitz, because we are playing without increment, which I think the younger generations, younger than me, they haven't really experienced, at least not on high level competitions. Even I haven't played anything serious with this time control. I played when I was a kid, some cadet events or something, but that's not really the level that we are facing here. So yeah, this kind of changes the game a little bit. I think it should favor the older players in general because they have more experience, and it does matter, a lot when you have increment. That okay, you're never going to run out of time. You have the rhythm to make a move in every 10 seconds, let's say, or every 2 seconds, depending if it's blitz or rapid. But you have a rhythm going, and here it's a bit hard to keep the cool and not to panic, let's say, when we have 1-2 minutes, or not to spend too much time in the beginning actually and end up with a serious time deficit that could potentially influence the game in a unsatisfactory manner. So it kind of adds an extra twist to the thing, and also when it comes to preparation, I think it's important to consider this into making a pre-game strategy.
You are one of the more prominent players in world chess at the moment. At your peak, you have been the world number 5 in the classical format. And you have not many players have beaten Magnus Carlsen in the classical format in the last few years. And you are one of them. He is probably one of the all-time greats. And how is the experience like to being in the same team with him? To being in the same team with Magnus in a competition like this?
Well, to be honest, it's certainly a good experience. Of course, he's not playing. He's far from playing his best form. Yeah, that's not a secret, really. His score is not too great, but still, first of all, we are always hopeful. As the rest of the team, when it comes to him, because he's really one of a kind player who can always deliver, even after having, let's say, a bad run. And I feel like the more closer we get to the finish, and the more closely contested the race is, let's say, I feel like the more it's going to fuel him to bring out that class and win very important games. So in this way, it's kind of reassuring. Of course, there is other sides as well, like when it comes to pressure. Let's say that. We have such a player in the team, and okay, everyone basically is extremely high class, in our team, but just in general, he somehow feels like, to me, every time in a league of his own, when it comes to this. So there is also the expectation that you don't really want to, collapse or let go or just under-deliver really. Because of that, let's say, it would feel really badly, just to give you an example, that we have a match with White, he wins the White game, and let's say I would lose it, and then we would lose the match because of something like that, right? Basically undermining his effort, yeah. And so yeah, that's also adds a kind of an extra twist to the things. It can be positive, can be negative, everyone has to deal with this, I guess, and adjust and give their best. But certainly it's a nice feeling to. Generally I would say this about all the other teammates, because I think from my side, there is a big, I don't know how to call this, maybe big trust in all their skills, and when we go to play the games, I'm not really feeling pressure that I have to do something really crazy. Otherwise, we will lose the match. It feels like we always have chances in every board. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
In world chess these days, there is a lot of talk about the Indian youngsters. They have performed very well in some big competitions over the last 2-3 years, and they have done it consistently. And we see that these players are very young in age. 17, 18, 20, 21. And you have been a very, very prominent young player yourself. You become a grandmaster at the age of 13 plus. You have been one of the most prominent youngsters in the world in your days. And how do you look at the Indian youngsters? There are 3-4 of them, or maybe 4-5 of them, who are doing quite well. And what makes them click at such a young age? What's special about them?
Well, okay, of course, it's very hard to compare when it comes to me, because they come from a country that really, other than they have talent, of course, which is like comparable, let's say, who is the most naturally gifted player, who is the most talented player. But when it comes to like their environment, let's say, put it this way, India has a very serious support for chess nowadays. Like maybe this wasn't the case when Vishy was young, but since let's say he as well did a lot for recognition of chess and everything, and you can see this the results as well. Serious coaching, serious involvement and sponsorships and serious motivation for anyone really there to succeed. In my case, let's say when I was younger, I didn't really come to flourish, so I was kind of, I'm right now much older, but I was kind of struggling to play to play chess and earn money in order to be able to sustain my life, whatever that was. So that kind of gives a very serious it's a very serious crossroad basically, which I feel like they are having it very well, and this should be very much supported youngsters like that. So when it comes to their levels, I think it just mostly based on the fact that, of course, India is a big country, there are lots of talented players, but also in general, there are a lot of talented kids, probably, and in many countries, and some of them are just choosing not to pursue chess simply because chess kind of promises a certain living standard for like most players, and then it comes up to the kids, the parents, do they want to tap into those waters, let's say, and do they want their children to pursue being number one or being in the top 10 or whatever, because like basically if you're out of this top 10 level, let's say, then already financial is not so satisfactory, let's say. And I feel like this is the main reason why India has so many talents, because simply I think the support system is kind of enabling them to take part in this journey and to succeed nonetheless, just by working hard and having talent without having to worry about many other obstacles in life. Of course you can see the results of this project or whatever in let's say even World Championship match, right? We have an Indian contender yet again, and also in the Olympics or Olympiad where both teams have taken gold, which is very unique in itself. Not to mention that I think this was the first time for India, but just in general to have the same country in two sections, it's I don't really remember when it happened. Must have been happening with like Soviet Union or something, or Russia, but I really can't remember it.
When we talk about chess these days, we look forward to the World Championship final that's coming up next month between Ding Liren and D. Gukesh, of course. And being someone who worked with Ding Liren in the previous World Chess Championship final, if I am right, how do you rate the chances of these two players in the match that is coming up?
Well, I did help a previous match, Liren, So I feel like it would be very unethical for me, just because we are still in friendly terms, For me, let's say it was always more than just a job, and we are, even though we don't have much going right now, we still are in friendly terms. I would not like to, give, percentages and expectations and whatnot about this match, simply because I would feel like it's unethical towards, a friend.
Well, a lot of people are saying that on current form, on current performance, on current body language, Gukesh is possibly the better placed player at the moment. People are saying that. You saw Ding at the Chess Olympiad, and you have seen him elsewhere as well. Do you think that Ding Liren is deliberately not giving his best at the moment, so that he can come up with something different, something new for Gukesh in the championship match?
Yeah, could be. I don't know. I really, like I said, people are saying many things. People said also before the last match that Jan is a huge favorite. We all know how that turned out. So these things are very random, I would say. Being very distant from all of this right now, at least, I don't really feel like I should. I don't like to indulge in guessing and pointing fingers and analyzing stuff which I don't really have a knowledge about. So I would say could be that he just had a bad run, either ways, I'm as a spectator really looking forward. It's a World Championship match. It's always lots of excitement, lots of new ideas, and I am just really excited to see who will be the better man out of two of them.
Well, thank you so much, Richard, for joining us on this show, the special show on Global Chess League on Revsportz platforms. And wish you all the best for the rest of the competition and for the rest of everything. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.